Good morning students. Today we are going to learn about miscible and immiscible liquids and how we separate these miscible or immiscible liquids from each other. So first of all, let's know about miscible liquids. So what are miscible liquids? So if two liquids completely dissolve in each other, then those liquids are miscible liquids. So miscible is anything that blends together, like what are the examples of miscible? Alcohol and water. So there is no clear separation. If you mix these two, you cannot see any visible boundaries. So these liquids are miscible. Like miscibility is the property of two substances to mix in all proportion. That is, we can say it fully dissolve in each other at any concentration, at any proportion, forming a homogeneous solution. If two liquids form a homogeneous solution, we call them liquid miscible liquids. Now some liquids don't mix at all. Like if you take oil and water, and if suppose you're taking oil and water in a bottle, if you shake a bottle full of oil and water, for instance, you can get them to mix, but as soon as you return the bottle of the onto the shelf, the two will separate. So liquids that don't mix are said to be immiscible. For example, oil and water. If you mix the two liquids, for say oil and water, you see that oil layer is formed. You can see the visible boundaries. So immiscible example is oil and water. No matter what you do, there will be a visible separation. So no matter what you do, there will be a visible separation. As you can see here in oil, as you can see here, oil and water in a beaker, oil separated and water is in the bottom. So a visible boundary is there. So that is why two liquids that are not miscible in each other, that means that are not do not dissolve with each other, that means these liquids are immiscible liquids. Now we are going to learn about separation. So the separation of miscible liquids can be done by the method called distillation. Now we are going to learn what is distillation. So in your book, mixtures of miscible liquids can be separated by distillation. So these can be separated into its components. Means we have a mixture of salt and water. And what are the components present here? Salt and water are the two components that is present here. Now we are going to separate these components by the help of this method called distillation. See, most homogeneous mixtures can be separated by distillation, and it is a separation technique that is based on differences in the boiling points of the substance involved. Now this distillation is used for first use separating two miscible liquids having different boiling points. If we have two liquids which are miscible with each other and having different boiling points, then this method can be used. The second point, purifying a liquid by removing soluble as well as insoluble impurities. So here we can purify liquid. You can purify liquid by remove any impurities if present in the mixture. You can remove it and you can purify the liquid. So these are the uses of distillation. Now see the setup of distillation. First of all, you have to set the distillation apparatus. You can see in your figure, in your book figure. Now what you're going to take, you have to separate salt from water. You have to get a pure water. So to obtain pure water from salt solution, means salt and water mixture, how you're going to get? You have to take about 100 ml of the given common salt solution in the distillation flask. Now you have to supply heat into it. So heat the flask until the solution start boiling. So when the solution starts boiling, you can see that the water vapor comes out. Water vapor you can see here. Now these water vapor will pass through the condenser. When water vapor reach here in the condenser, these condenser what do? It will condense to give pure water. Means it will condense water vapor to give pure water. Condenser. What is the purpose of condenser? Condensation means what? To convert gaseous particles into liquid particles. So here water vapor converts into liquid droplets. Now once it gets condensed, once this water vapor gets condensed, then these small droplets will collect. We will collect these droplets of water in beaker. So this is pure water. See here what happened. A mixture of two liquids. No. See here what happened. If you heat salt and water, water vapor goes there in the condenser, and then you will get pure water here, and we call this pure water distillate. Now you continuously supply heat here. After some time you will find that the solution, small quantity of solution is left. So once you get this small quantity of solution is left in the flask, then you stop heating. So like that you will get pure water from distillation, and we call this pure water distillate. Suppose if I have a mixture of two liquids like water and alcohol. These are miscible liquids because alcohol dissolve in water in all proportion. So we know that water has boiling point 100 degrees Celsius and alcohol 78 degrees Celsius. So if you heat this miscible liquid in a distillation flask, if you take this mixture in distillation flask and you supply heat into it, what happens? The liquid with lower boiling points, which one is having low boiling point? Ethyl alcohol, right? So ethyl alcohol, the liquid with lower boiling point, is collected as distillate. It starts. So ethyl alcohol vapor comes out first. So the liquid with higher boiling point, that is water, is left behind in the flask. So like that you will get two liquids having different boiling points can be separated by distillation. You can say that the two liquids having different boiling points can be separated by distillation. Now we are going to see that how we are going to separate immiscible liquids from each other. So the liquids which do not dissolve in each other and visible boundaries you can see, then these liquids are immiscible liquids. So we can say that the liquids which do not dissolve in each other and form a separate layer, we call that liquid immiscible liquid. Now how we can separate these two liquids? So immiscible liquids can be separated from each other using separating funnel method. You can see here separating funnel. First of all, see the setup of this separating funnel method. Here what you are going to do, you are going to take oil and water in separating funnel. Now this separating funnel is clamped on an iron stand and allowed to stand for some time so that the two layers get separated. So after some time you can see that oil and water separate to form layers, to form two layers. So oil being lighter, oil is lighter than water. So oil forms the upper layer and water forms the lower layer. Now open the stop cork. Stop cork you can see here, this one is stop cork. Now this stop cork, open this one. Now you can see if you open it, the water gets collected in the receiver. So take beaker, conical flask, whatever as a receiver, open the stop cork and collect the water in a beaker. So if you continuously doing this, what will happen? Oil is left behind in the separating flask. Suppose if oil reach over here, then you stop the stop cork. Close this one, close the stop cork. So the oil being separated from oil water, from this, like this, two immiscible liquids get separated from each other. So now let's study the next separation method of immiscible liquid, and that is sublimation. So what is sublimation? Sublimation is a chemical process where a solid turns directly into a gas without going through a liquid stage. So substances like, you can see, camphor, ammonium chloride, naphthalene balls, we call naphthalene mothballs also, and iodine. If you supply heat to these substances, it directly changes into vapor. These directly changes into vapor. So this process we call sublimation. So how this is going to separate these substances if present in any mixture? How this is going to be separate? How we are going to separate this by sublimation? So let's see. Suppose if I have ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride, we know that it sublimes, means it converts directly solid to gaseous. So if I'm having ammonium chloride plus salt, and if I have asked to separate these two substances, means I have to get salt and I have to get this ammonium chloride also. So then how I'm going to separate these two substances? So we know that ammonium chloride, if we supply heat, it changes directly to gaseous form. So what you will do, you have to first of all do some setup. You can see here in the figure, you have to place inverted funnel over china dish. You have to take tripod stand and burner, and you have to take some cotton and you have to plug it in the inverted funnel. Now what you're going to do, that the mixture which you have taken in the china dish, salt plus ammonium chloride. So this china dish, you have to place this on a tripod stand and cover it with asbestos sheet. Now place inverted funnel, plug the opening of the funnel with a cotton plug. Now heat the china dish on a low flame. You will observe the white fumes coming out of the mixture. Now what do you see? These white fumes starts depositing as white solid on the inner wall of the funnel. See, these white fumes start depositing here as a solidified ammonium chloride. After a few minutes, you have to stop supplying heat and allow it to cool. Now remove the funnel. Scrap the white deposit of ammonium chloride with the help of spatula. The thing which is left behind is a common salt, and we know that ammonium chloride converts, means it sublimes, means it converts from solid to directly to gas. So like this you can separate a mixture of salt and ammonium chloride. In the next class we are going to learn about fractional distillation and paper chromatography. Solve the assignment question, and if you have any problem, comment in the comment box. Thank you.